Get up easier. We're working on movements that make standing and walking feel easier. We're bracing our core. We're leaning forward, doing a partial stand up and sitting back down. We're not plopping or dropping during any of this, and we're just thinking about having our legs wide and partially standing up. Good. Nice and smooth, nothing too crazy. I'm not putting my weight on my arm, I'm just holding it for stability. One more. Good. Tight back and lower back pain can affect basically anybody. That really is just a stinker. Let's have our legs wider than we did before. Hold our chest upright. Push our butt back and think about grabbing the floor. Brace our core. Let's make sure we're in a safe place during this. Do controlled reps. Don't go too fast during these. Think about pushing your knees out, letting your pelvis slide back, and opening your hips up if you can. Good. Nice and smooth. Nothing crazy. Good. Feels great. One more. Good. Cello. 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 Okay, go lay down, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's get a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball in here. Let's squeeze it between our ankles. We're going to hold the counter and we're going to do some calf raises up and down. Nice and smooth. Not too fast. We're just bracing our core and we're squeezing our ankles together and pushing our toes down. Nice and smooth. Good. Don't go too fast during this. Maybe don't go super high. Be gentle. Nice and smooth. Great. Okay, so now let's scoot our heel forward a little bit. I'm going to hold my hand on my knee and I'm going to gently rotate my foot around a curvature. I'm going to pretend like my toes are the end of windshield wipers and they go around a curve, if that makes any sense. I'm holding my knee so I don't swing my knee out to give me the illusion of more movement. We're just trying to rotate our toes in our calves, if that makes any sense. Hey, I don't know if it does. I'm going to put my other heel forward and we're just rotating nice and gently. I feel this in my calves. This can open up knees too to help them feel less tight and things like that. Good. Very good. This one is my tighter ankle typically, so it kind of makes me grumble through it a little bit. Good. Okay, so we're going to work on walking again. I'm going to sit forward on my stool. I'm going to have my right hand hold my counter, and I'm going to pull my knee up gently, and I'm going to let it return gently. I'm going to think about going up and down at the same pace. In my head, I normally count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, if that makes any sense. So we're just cycling those numbers around. When my foot goes down, I'm thinking about it touching Legos with a bare foot, so I'm not letting it slam down. Good. I'm going to do one more. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to put my other foot forward and I'm going to do the same thing. I want you to think about pulling your knee up and not lifting your foot off the ground. If you need to hold your hand on your knee to do that, that's okay. Maybe push down a little bit and you'll feel it just a titch more, which I do. Yes. Very good. Nice and smooth. One more. That got aggressive quick. Yes, it did. Okay, so let's work on walking and getting up easier and stuff like that. So we're just going to shift over, and I'm just going to keep my hand on my counter, and I'm just shifting my weight and picking my one foot up gently so my body gets used to me leaning on one foot or walking and getting through the day easier. Nice and smooth. Very good. This feels great. Good. One more each way. Boom. And boom. Okay, so grip strength is really, really important to our day, and sometimes it goes really quick without us noticing. Let's grab a water bottle here. I'm going to hold it in the middle. I'm going to squeeze about 40% during this. I'm going to hold it on my knee, and I'm going to just gently curl it up to the curvature of where my hand goes. This could be many different things for different people. Let's allow our hands to do, or our wrists and our hands to do what they want to do on their own. Maybe you're not able to do this. That's okay. Maybe you can only do it a little. That's okay as well. We're just trying to promote blood through our hands and control our hands and get stronger so we can use them every day. Good. I'm gonna curl, put it in my left hand, sorry about that, and curl up nice and smooth. I'm not thinking about going too fast. I'm squeezing my hand about 40%. And notice how my wrist does not curl up straight. There's a little bit of a curvature. That's okay. That's my natural muscles and that's how they work. You know, if that makes any sense. Maybe you have plates in your hand or wrist and things and this doesn't work for you. But maybe you can kind of just go right in here a little bit or squeeze your hand. Anything to promote blood flow to these places, you know? Okay, so that's one time. Let's try it one more time and see if it goes better. So I'm going to have my feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. I'm going to hold the counter and I'm just going to partially stand up and sit down. I'm going to brace my core and not go too fast through this. I don't want to plop or stumble or anything like that. So I'm slightly leaning forward, pushing my feet down, just allowing my tuchus to raise off. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to make my feet wider and a little bit more forward than they were the last time. Think about your ankles about this much in front of your knees, if that makes any sense. If anything's uncomfortable, adjust it to where it fits your proportions better. I'm going to push my knees out as much as I can to feel my inner thighs open up. Hold my chest up and try to grab something magical off of the ground. Could be a pot of gold, could be anything you want it to be. We're not really grabbing the ground, and we're thinking about pushing our tuchus backwards and letting our hips open up to cause this motion. Nice and smooth. I'm not going too fast through this. I am bracing my core. Good. Very good. Two more. Nothing crazy. Good. And one more. Very good. Hopefully that opens your hips up and allows you to feel your back. There's muscles running up and down your spinal cord that need to be used, if that makes any sense. Okay, so here's my old tennis ball. I'm going to squeeze it between my heels again. I like to hold my counter and scooch my feet back just a little. And then we're just squeezing it and going up. And my feet kind of go out to the side there, if that makes any sense. That means all my toes are on the ground and my body's making a natural arch, which is great for me. Maybe you don't have natural arches. It's still okay to strengthen our feet. Nice and smooth. We got Miss Nosy Rosie in here today again. Very good. Good. One more. Squeezing. Good. Set the tennis ball down. Thinking about putting my heel forward again. I want my ankle just a titch forward in front of my knee. And I'm just going to curve my foot around a corner and just think about smoothly going through it. Good. Nothing crazy. If you need to hold your knee to not allow it to swing out, that's okay. We're just thinking about going through this range of motion in a smooth, comfortable way and opening our body up as much as we can so we can move easier. Get up easier. Everything easier, you know? So we're doing the same thing and I'm just rotating it around a curvature, nice and smooth. Nothing crazy. Thinking about my toes being on the end of a windshield wiper and just pivoting in there, not trying to let my knee float out like that. I just want to turn it inside. Good. Very good. Hey, can you go lay down? Go lay down, please. Thank you. Nosy Rosie. Okay, so we're going to sit here and we're going to pull our knee up and hold for a second and then return. We're going to pretend like we're touching Legos on the ground and just go gently through this. Nice and smooth. Nothing crazy. Just thinking about pulling my knee up and touching the floor. Good. Legos. Legos. Legos! That is just an unfortunate thing if you've ever done it. Okay, so now I'm putting my other foot forward. I'm going to kind of just lean this way right now just to make it more comfy. And I'm just pulling my knee up and thinking about touching it, holding it gently, and then letting it down. Good. Nice and smooth. Nothing crazy. Right? Nothing crazy. Good. Nice and smooth. One more. Very good. I can feel that in my left hip more than my right, which is great. Okay, so now we're going to sit with our feet a little bit shoulder width apart, and I'm just going to lean and lift my foot up and just lean and shift my weight. Nothing too crazy, just thinking about shifting my weight and leaning over, bracing for a second, and then returning. I'm not going too fast during this. I am bracing my core and just thinking about shifting my weight a little bit. Good. Very good. One more on the other side. Great. I feel smoother this time. It makes me feel more assured. So we're going to grab this water bottle about 40%, and we're just thinking about curling it up and going down. Nothing crazy. I'm going a little bit slower this time just to try to feel the contraction in my forearms a little bit. Nice and smooth. Good. Very good. I can feel it more in my forearm this time. It doesn't take a crazy amount. Good. And I'm switching hands and I'm just curling up real gently, squeezing 40%. Nice and smooth. Nothing too crazy. I can actually really feel this in my forearms. You should do this. It's great. Very good. Good. One more. Boom. Great job. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.